Hello there, and thank you for joining us. This is Business Today. I'm Rona Nahabwe with Winnie Wiyinza, which on the sign language interpretation. Thank you for joining us for this particular bulletin. But before we start our bulletin, let's have a look at our top stories. In Business Today, Speaker Anita Among has ordered for quick reparation of the broken Katonga Bridge as legislators denounce expensive alternative routes. UNBS takes product safety and standards enforcement to the West. Trademark Africa and the Danish government purposefully power in $4.5 million. Government avails MV Nodil Ferry to reconnect detached Masaka and the West. Taxis, buses cut out of business. You're welcome once again to Business Today. And now to begin with, let's look at cattle rustling. Now, President Kaguta Museveni has assured the people of Acholi sub-region of government's commitment to end cattle raids perpetrated by the Karamojong cattle rustlers. President Museveni, who is in the northern region of the country to assess and find solutions to the cattle raids by the Karamojong cattle raiders, made assurance today at a meeting with leaders. He also noted that cattle rustling was an old problem that resurfaced because of some weaknesses on the part of the security agencies that failed to properly package ways of dealing with the issue. And that's all we heard from Karamojong in regards to cattle rustling. Now, moving on with Business Today, let's have a look at the supplementary bill that was passed. The August House today passed a supplemental appropriation bill 2023 of over 4.41 trillion shillings. This was allocated in the financial year of 2021 and 2022, and the legislators have, however, proposed that the 108 billion shillings which was given to ATIAC for equity acquisition be excluded, for it was not used for the intended purpose.
The Road Safety Amendment Bill 2023, the Convention on Mutual Administrative Assistance in Tax Matters, and the Supplementary Appropriation Bill are among the three laws that Parliament has today passed. Legislators have, however, disapproved the 108 billion shillings that were granted to the Atiak Sugar Factory for government to purchase equity shares on grounds that it changed the fund's intended use from what the legislature had appropriated.
That money should go to UDC. Onwards to Atiak. The condition for government of Uganda is to acquire equity with this money. The money would be consequently used to buy equipment. But for us as government, we would have gotten shares in that company to protect our interest. We are not willing to donate free money to Atiak. That was a resolution of Parliament. The consequent communication from Parliament meant that we gave Atiak free money.
Which Parliament?
This one.
Who communicated?
I have a letter here.
Now, if there is a communication signed by who? The clerk? Now, Chair, that will become administrative. I will handle it administratively.
Let me read this letter.
Despite investing billions of monies in the Atiak Sugar Factory, government only controls 40% of the company, according to legislators, and the firm consistently performs poorly and in turn wastes taxpayers' money.
But let me inform the House that as we speak, government has so far injected 279 billion in Atiak Sugar. And the majority shareholders have only injected 120 billion. They have 60%. The one who has injected 279 has 40.
So Atiak is, they came here to get money, 108 billion. In the wisdom of Parliament, we said, okay, we have invested so much money in Atiak, and it is high time the people of Uganda get equity from where we put our money. So we passed a resolution and said, we are giving you this money to buy equipment, but for us we shall get equity. That is a shareholding in that company for our children's children, so that one day we shall have shareholding in that company. If it grows, by the way, we can, Atiak can buy out government of Uganda over the years, and people who manage corporate financing, they know it can be done. It doesn't mean that government is taking over management of equity, because over the years, Atiak can make money and buy out government is equity and become owners of the company. But for the beginning, to avoid loss of money, we said, let us acquire equity. We made that resolution in the budget committee, brought to the committee of the whole house. Parliament adopted it. A clever clerk here called Waiswa manipulated a resolution of Parliament and consequently communicated that we occupied the money, 180 billion, for equipment purchase.
The speakers guided that if the mistake was an administrative one, she will take in charge and report back to Parliament on the matter very soon. Parliament has then tasked the Attorney General to present a document indicating the percentage that government owns in the Attack Sugar Factory. Samlanifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Heading on to agrofinancing, now the agriculture sector is clearly determined to reclaim former financing and operational benchmarks. The Cooperative Bank is still critically necessitated by the Cooperative Alliance to enable swift agriculture practice. Amidst this, the State Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Fred Bwino Chakulaga, admits the challenges in agriculture financing, especially with the fright over fluctuating sector productivity. Let's have a look.
The agriculture sector still holds Uganda's biggest export receipts, from coffee, crops to animal products, and despite that, farmers are stuck with a financing deficit. In the aftermath of the deficient Cooperative Bank that availed low-interest funding, falling prey to questionable leading policies, corruption and other challenges, the block is yet to be unturned.
About agriculture financing, of course, the biggest challenge to agriculture financing is the risks associated with agriculture. And the financiers are not ready to give financing to farmers because the risks associated with agriculture are not well covered under our insurance system, the current insurance system. So the financiers tend to shy away from financing agricultural investments.
According to the National Chief Coordinator for Agriculture and Cooperative Bank, Moses Mugisha Magufuli, agricultural financing has further stiffened and farmers need an own agriculture bank-drive sector development. He appeals to Parliament to expeditiously develop a legal framework to guide and regulate activities of the mandated agricultural bank.
The moment we have a bank that will promote agro-processing, then you will find that the government of Uganda will have a taxable base where the government will get money and start funding what? Fund its budget operation, other than depending on foreign aids.
While speaking to a section of farmers in Nachisunga sub-county, Mr. Chigongo, a farmer from Nakosi, relieves memories of the Impactive Bank that supported extensive crop production.
If you acquire a loan from commercial banks for agriculture, they give you a period of 6 months to take back their money. Even if the crops get dry, they do not want to know. So we request our cooperative bank to be revived so that we benefit from agriculture.
Agricultural Bank Coordinator Mugisha Magufuli further argues that the government simply has to revive the on-demand bank to enable the sector to exploit better opportunities as opposed to commercial banks influenced by a profitable service dispensation.
If you look at these commercial banks, it is a commercial bank. Even you remember very well on 58th Independence Day, our President of the Republic of Uganda made it clear that indeed these are commercial banks because they don't understand, they don't give a gestation period. Take example, if you go to these commercial banks, maybe you want 100 million. For them, what they do, they can't give you time that you first plant, then you pay for after harvest. So the bank which we are pushing for a bank that we understand farmers' gestation period. The bank that we are pushing a bank that understands cooperators' problem in terms of what? Insurance. Climate, no one has power over the climate. Uganda, we have been we have been getting issues with the floods, with the wrong droughts. So we need a bank that has an insurance to ensure farmers' gardens.
Despite efforts for revival dating to as far as 2009, the Cooperatives Alliance is yet to reclaim the fundamental financing position, especially in the currently evolved agricultural production space. Joram Paul Sonko, Samuel Chirimunda, Business Today.
Away from agriculture financing, we now look at product safety and standards. With support of $4.5 million from the Trademark Africa and the Danish government, UNBS inaugurated its Western Food and Safety Laboratory in Mbarara City. This is set to become a vital resource for businesses to access essential testing and certification, contributing to overall advancement of industrial standards. Here's a look to the story.
Laboratories, UNBS, now.
UNBS launched the Western Region Standards Laboratory intended to serve business communities across Kigezi, Ankole, Toro, Bunyoro, Rwenzori and Greater Masaka. The development is projected to facilitate trade, reduce costs of product testing and enable local businesses to comply with international standards, ultimately fostering economic transformation.
By availing quality testing services for products made by micro, small and medium enterprises, we aim to improve the product quality from our Ugandan industries and hence facilitating economic development in the country through promotion of trade in high quality and globally competitive products.
The starting point, because before that, the whole country, all enterprises, industrialists, regardless of where they are located, were seeking services from Kampala, central laboratories. So we believe that this is at least a great achievement of reducing the cost of doing business by moving these laboratories nearer to these enterprises.
This is third facility to be opened across the country, from one in Gulu and Bale. It is located along Isinjiro Road, approximately 5 kilometers from Mbarara city center, well equipped with modern products testing equipment. It's worthy noting, bond between Uganda and Denmark is strong, evidenced by annual total support of around $18 million to the country's private sector. This initiative has also been implemented with assistance of Trademark Africa through a generous funding of about $4.5 million from Danish government.
Of course, testing is only one of many ways of supporting the private sector in Uganda. Our total support to the private sector is around $18 million every year. Besides the trade facilitation through Trademark Africa, we also support private companies directly to work with smallholder farmers. We train farmers in good climate-smart agricultural practices, and we support innovative and new products in agriculture.
In line with this, with the funding of the Royal Danish Embassy of about $4.5 million, which in Uganda shillings, I know when you say $18 million doesn't sound as much, but in Uganda shillings it's about 17.2 billion. Trademark supported the procurement and testing of equipment.
The UNBS laboratory in Mbarara is first of its kind, marking a significant milestone in Uganda's commitment of assuring safety and quality of its food product. This facility will provide a comprehensive range of testing and certification services, boosting consumer confidence, facilitating government's import substitution policy, and supporting growth of businesses through targeting both domestic and international markets.
This facility and support we are trying to provide is in line with government a policy of import substitution. Honorable Minister, there is no reason why Uganda can import any food and beverage in this country. You have seen in exhibition that we can have all the food we need, we can have all the beverages, both soft and alcoholic, and therefore we don't need to import some of these things. So therefore, government policy of import substitution is what the Bureau is trying to champion, to make sure that, yes, how can our local products compete or even be more superior than imported products?
This initiative demonstrates government's proactive efforts to foster economic growth and promote consumer welfare. Not forgetting, Barra City is registering rapid social and economic growth, catalyzed by multi-billion shillings investments in the sectors such as tourism, manufacturing, agriculture, and hotels. Bronya Katsime, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Thank you, Bronya Katsime, for that story. Now, Right Honorable Anita Among, Speaker of Parliament, has ordered that quick action be made to get the Kampala-Masaka motorway back to regular traffic flow. The government is required to set a direction set to Ministry of Works and the Uganda National Roads Authority to pay prompt remedy to rebuild the Katonga Bridge, which was cut off by severe swiftly-moving floodwaters on May the 11th. Samla Hanifa with the details this report.
Speaker Among demands quick reparation for the 200-meter-long bridge that connects Kayawe town and Katonga village. The damage to the bridge has caused traffic disruptions and increased transportation costs for drivers. According to the Speaker, all Ugandans are quite concerned about the fact that the highways are entirely cut off.
The government has on working on the roads, and the issue of the use of the guns. Honorable Lob asked the other time, are we safe? We need an assurance from government.
The Greater Masaka Region's legislators have informed the Speaker that alternative routes UNRA has advised drivers to take are rather far away and expensive for merchants, and that it won't be long before the rest of the country feels the full impact of the road break through increased prices for goods and services.
That the team goes and looks at Katonga in Rwabenge as you come to Karungu. That's the only solution. Otherwise, people are suffering. And lastly, Madam Speaker, I think we need to pay attention. When we are working on Masaka Road, all the companies that have been working on this road, we are jumping that bridge. Let us give attention to all those bridges in different districts where they are constructing new roads. These people were stealing money, leaving out that bridge, saying that it was very strong, built by the colonialists. And at the end of the day, it broke at once.
For those of you who can look at that very route, it gives you an addition of 80 kilometers to that route. So economically, it's not viable. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is going to get back to the common user commodities. They are going to be automatically expensive because this is the route that we use for trade. Right, Honorable Speaker, my submission is, why can't we have the graders? I know it is raining.
Tanzania connects Burundi, connects Rwanda and Congo. Right now, we are cut off. And in addition, the Greater Masaka area. Right now, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Kataba's constituents, they go by canoe. They connect by canoe.
The opposition leader has warned the administration that it is urgent to get this road finished before school begins because it will prevent some students from attending school.
Yesterday, I had a field excursion to undertake an on-spot check on the broken infrastructure southwest of Kampala. I have some views. I would like to wait for the government statement and the propositions. Then I will ably respond to their proposition, Mr. Speaker. What I can say in brief is that there are emergencies there. If the schools are beginning in 2 weeks' time, the children who will not go to school. For people going into Nkozo Hospital now, they have to, instead of going 5 kilometers, they have to go 40 kilometers to Masaka. So that's the nature of crisis. But let's wait for the report tomorrow.
Thank you.
Then I'll offer my alternatives to...
The Ministry of Works and Transport is expected to present a report in Parliament tomorrow over the above incident and provide a way forward for all Ugandans concerning the Kampala-Masaka Highway. Samlanifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Now, away from that, the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, NARO and Asareka aim to create resilient food systems that will feed Africa for years to come. This is in an effort to stimulate and strengthen agriculture-based livelihoods, and Uganda is yet to receive about $17.2 million.
With a significant funding allocation of over $17.2 million, Uganda's agricultural landscape is set to revolutionize, formulating a blueprint for sustainable, resilient food systems that will nourish Africa for years to come. By combining resources, expertise, and research capabilities, Asereka, the ministry, and NARO aim to create lasting solutions that will transform Uganda's agriculture sector and serve as a model for other nations.
$17.2 million in Uganda. And we work through the Ministry of Agriculture and the National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO, which has got several institutes in the whole country, in the whole republic. So what we do, we sit with them, the scientists and the farmers, we sit on the table and they say, these are the priorities that we would want to see tackled. So once they say that, okay, we want you to come to Gulu, we want you to come to Mbarara, we want you to come to Masaka, it is based on the need which is there. Then we make sure that we now organize how the funding can be done through the system. So we agree with the NARO and they now know how they can reach the farmers and how they can support them on station and on their farms.
According to World Bank, 70% of Ugandans practice intensive agriculture, yet the country still grapples with food insecurity. The striking finding underscores the urgent need for a transformative shift towards sustainable farming methods and comprehensive strategies to address the root causes of food scarcity.
In areas that land fragmentation has already occurred, the households affected, the households having small pieces of land should engage in intensive agriculture, where they involve themselves in producing high-value enterprises. We have even advised them which high-value enterprises, crops, livestock. We have talked about, for example, chicken for eggs. You can do that on a small piece of land.
National Agricultural Research Organization emphasizes the importance of research as a sustainable initiative. Through sustainable livestock management, for instance, Uganda's livestock balance of trade is expected to grow up to $200,000 by 2050, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. This is therefore expected to be supported by NARO's initiative to support pest disease control, climate change adaptation, and post-harvest management tailored to specific farmer needs.
Or the farmers that we think are supposed to contribute to 1 million metric tons are short of information. They do not know how to produce the fish. They do not have the seed. They do not have the feed. They do not know which production systems to use. They don't know how to add value to the fish. There are challenges that farmers are facing. So in this case, we want to use this forum, the Expo, to get the technologies that are residing with us at the research center and take them across to the farmers. We want research to enable the farmers to increase fish production.
Asereka's two-day Agriculture Ministerial Conference will bring together 14 member countries to share and promote knowledge and innovations to solve common challenges facing agriculture. Martha Nimsima, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
That report will usher us into a short break, but we will return with more. Please stick around.